What is up, you beautiful buttercups? Today, we're gonna be having some fun with cooking with my mother, my beautiful mother.
I have a name, it's Lynn.
And so, yeah, what are we having for dinner today?
I hate that question. I ask it early in the afternoon because it's like, what are we gonna prepare for dinner? I don't know, Nolan. What do you want for dinner?
Well, it's always an age-old question. But I think today we have something planned. And that would be beef and noodles.
Homemade noodles. So we're gonna make the homemade noodles because it is rainy and dreary outside. And what a wonderful dinner to have on a rainy, cold, dreary day. 1.5 cups of flour, 2 eggs, and a tisp of salt.
A tisp? A tisp, you say? A tisp.
And we already cleaned the countertop off.
No, we didn't.
Oh yeah. Nor did we wash our hands.
No, those are all
Those are
different things.
extras, you know.
That's if you want to.
Alright, let's get our flour in there. I'm just gonna get our 2 eggs out. Simple recipe, get your hands dirty though, because this is blended with your hands.
Make sure not to wash them.
Yeah.
Really adds flavor.
Adds flavor, I was just gonna say that.
Really
It adds a
adds
lot of flavor.
Napkins.
It's the scientific method here.
You gotta make sure it's accurate. Okay, that's way over. You gotta make sure it's accurate.
It doesn't have to be exact. Oh, we did that. So, see, there is a measuring cup here.
No, we were just pouring it in the bowl. We know already.
Salt.
1 tisp, you say? 1 teaspoon.
I like to take it and mix it up a little bit.
Mix to dry.
Yeah, mix up the dry.
So are these just egg noodles?
They are just egg noodles. Basic egg noodles.
Oh, okay.
So, and then we take the eggs. Nolan can crack with one hand.
Oh,
right?
yeah, here we
I am
go.
not that good. Oh, put it in front so they can see.
Ready for this magic trick? And we'll make this egg disappear.
He's not very good.
Hey. Okay.
I do the age-old way.
All right. Well, you know, sometimes you try and you fail, and
He failed.
that was definitely one of my weaker ones.
All right. Then you just mix it with your hands.
Gently, back and forth. Make sure that it's a beautiful blend between the yolk, the whites of the egg, and the flour. The salt really gives the
Nolan,
texture of it.
You want to get the rolling pin out?
Yeah, okay. Where's it?
I think he was monologuing.
No.
And you don't need flour on the table for this. They don't stick. I'm just trying to mix it up.
Several bad puns later.
All right. So I kind of make it circular.
It's a UFO. It's a bird. It's a plane.
It depends. And if you want really thick noodles, you can make this thicker or thinner or however you like yours. I like mine a little bit thicker. I don't like them super thin.
Also, I'm doing the hard work here if you can't tell.
Supervisors.
Not even supervising. This isn't even telling you how to do the job.
I think this is elder abuse.
Is it?
Fix my dinner.
Think of it like CPR.
Yeah, I need to breathe. It's definitely not a pastry dough, so you gotta put a little oomph behind it. If
Little
that's
oomph.
a word.
Little oomph.
Yeah. And then these noodles, once we cut them, we'll be cutting them. They take a couple of hours to dry. They might take longer if you're in the Midwest or somewhere where it's humid, but
Come on.
okay.
You're telling me
That's
that
pretty good for me.
you're telling me that eating them isn't making them?
I use a regular knife, but this is granite. Don't do this if you just have regular countertops. It'll cut on your countertops. So I just make strips. Ooh.
Satisfying.
No, it's not. So I try to make them about 4 inches long. I think that's a pretty decent size, or you can make them whatever size that you like. Almost done with cutting.
Got sidetracked.
There's just a bunch of lines. All right.
Finishing up the last bit here.
Okay.
Just like
So then I cut them so that they're, I try to make them about 4 inches long. Some of them are really short because I didn't roll it perfect. Gosh.
It's okay. You don't have to be perfect in cooking.
No, as long as it's perfectly tasty.
Is that perfectly tasty?
Yes. All right, so then I take the spatula, this is an old spatula, and I undo them. No one can help undo them. We spread them out, separate them.
And this is where your testing phase comes in. You know, if you ever wanted to test them, make sure that they taste well.
Tastes
Or
good. They don't taste well, they taste good.
well, they taste well done because
Well done.
they taste very good.
And then just separate them so they can dry in the air. All right, now we're almost done.
We are.
And we just let it dry for a couple hours, and then you get back to
Cooking.
cooking.
Of all the noodles.
Of all the noodles.
All the noodles. The finished product of all the little noodles. Grab one, get a little up close.
Beautiful. Perfection.
Beautiful.
Even if they're not perfect. Edible. Edible is what we're looking for.
Welcome back to the crazy adventure of the noodles. The final episode has finally come upon us. And here we are. The noodles have finally matured completely. As we gather them in a circle, they are very hard to the touch, making it very nice to eat.
So the noodles are dry, and we're gonna add them to our pot roast, which was from another dinner. And we put that on the stove with some water so that we can get the flavor, and then we'll add our noodles in and we'll boil the noodles till they're tender to whatever you would like. Usually that's 15-20 minutes of boiling the noodles on a soft boil, not a hard boil. And then we'll season it to taste. And then we'll do mashed potatoes, which we're getting ready to make. So we can put the beef and noodles on top of the potatoes, because that makes it oh so tasty. And then it's dinner time, so we probably
We get
got
to
another.
eat our fruits of the labor.
Yeah, fruits of the labor. Fruits of the labor. Good thing it wasn't fruit of the looms.
Love
Alright.
those underwear.
So we're gonna get ready, and as the water boils, we're gonna do our potatoes, get those going, so we can have homemade mashed potatoes. And
Then eat it.
alright, so we cleaned up the potatoes and we got them ready to boil, and then shredded the meat. I don't use a lot of meat. I don't know. I find that it has good flavor with just a little bit of meat and the water. So we'll get that. That's kind of on a low boil. And I put some water in there, and then let's get our noodles, our lovely, tasty noodles. Oh, noodles! Don't drop them.
They
on
look
the
like French
floor.
fries.
They do. And we'll put those in there. Is it boiling, Nolan?
No, the noodles?
No, the pot. So let's put that up just a little bit more. We'll turn up the temp on this one. We just want a low boil, not a hard boil.
Gotta make sure to scrunch up these.
All right, here we go. The last pieces. Take my fork. You can see it's got a boil going. Big pan for only a little bit, but there's only 2 of us tonight, so we'll leave it on that, and then we can get our cup, and we're gonna put some flour in here and water and mix it so that we can thicken up our noodles. And of course, everything is always to taste. Always, always, always. I don't know. I put some in there. Sometimes I have to add more flour, depending, because I want it to be thick, not runny.
I don't know.
So a 1/4 cup or so, and then I go get some water. Stir it up. I think this is called a roux, isn't it?
That's
I think so. So I get all the lumps out. Otherwise, when you put it in the hot water, it'll be lumpy. We don't want lumpy. No, we eat lots of potatoes that are lumpy. So I just wait on this till the noodles soften. So that looks beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and then this will make it turn a little creamier looking, but these are our taters.
A few moments later.
Here's the flour and water. I'm just gonna add it into here and mix it. It'll help thicken it up a little bit. Sorry, my arm's in the way. Because the noodles are pretty soft. And I'm gonna turn this off. I don't need it to cook anymore. I just want it to see how much more thick that got. And we'll just let that sit off of the heat and cool off. And then we'll thicken up just a little more. And then we'll do tasting, salt and pepper, whatever to your taste. And then potatoes aren't quite ready yet, but we'll do those.
So it's taste testing time.
A little hot. You know how to keep from burning your mouth? Wait.
Yeah, but we don't do that here. Much better?
Yeah, maybe just a touch. We're just adding a little bit of salt each time.
So we
To
get the
flavor.
flavor.
We like our noodles just a little on the, not crunchy, but chewier side. I don't get them too soft. Oh no. I don't know if I passed the taste test.
Good enough.
Yes.
Very, very good. So stick a butter using the steam to melt it right into the taters. Beautiful job there, mother.
Alright. I like adding some salt and pepper in already.
Gives us a nice flavor.
Just don't put it in front of the blender because it goes flying in front of the...
We learned that the hard way.
We did! What a mess. It's like, oh yeah, the air comes out the front.
Sometimes you live and you learn,
And sometimes you just repeat.
and these are one of the times you repeat. Mashed potatoes.
We are almost ready to serve up dinner.
High quality taters. Coming to you live, never before seen. She's going up to the second speed.
The sixth.
We're going up to the sixth speed. Finished with the taters. We're about to have dinner. And here we go, back from the taters to the main course. We got some beef noodles. We got big spin taters right on the plate. Ooh, that's 2 big spoons. Are we going for a third? Nope, only 2.5.
Isn't Nolan's plate, not mine.
Okay, all right.
And then a nice scoop. Look at that.
Oh, right on top. Good presentation. Maybe a little bit more. Ooh, good presentation.
You can put whatever veggies you want, but this is a heavy meal, and we eat it just like this.
And just like that.
We now know what is for dinner. Let's see if it's good.
That's pretty good.
I'm gonna finish all this. I'm
That's
pretty
pretty good.
happy with it. Pretty happy with it.
That's pretty good.
Tasty for leftover pot roast.
Indeed.
Bon appetit.